From tracking planes to stalking Twitter, the search for the next Arkansas football coach continues in full force. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Piñate.
And I'm Chad Mira. Yeah, I must admit, maybe I've searched a few hashtags on there myself. That's all we want to know about after another disappointing season for the Hogs is who is going to turn this ship around. Let's get Pig Trail Nation's Drew Ammon in here. Drew, what's the latest on the search for a new head coach?
We're out there at the cave today. I know you were tracking the planes, right?
That's right.
I'm just double-checking on that anyway. All right, Chad and Jennifer, the weekend wrapped up with a lot of talk regarding Lane Kiffin and the University of Arkansas. Multiple reports, Mike, say the search team for U of A was in Boca Raton in talks with Kiffin. This is a 3-year run for Kiffin at Florida Atlantic. 11-3, and a bowl appearance his first year with the Owls. Last season, FAU only 5-7. This year, Kiffin's second division title with the Owls and a 9-3 mark. Florida Atlantic in this USA title game facing UAB, the Blazers, coming up Saturday. Now, Mike, you know, they had the team meeting late this afternoon. I was kind of thinking there might be more movement here. Maybe this would be a done deal by the end of the night. We'll see. Obviously, still some night left. But here's where we are. We saw some tweets out there, and it kind of looked at it like, okay, this is cryptic. I mean, what's going on here?
Well, a lot of fans thought it was happening as of last night and are still saying it'll be, they were saying it'll be today, then maybe tomorrow. At least one former Razorback great, Greenlaw, got on Twitter and indicated, he didn't give a name, but it sort of indicated that's what was going to happen. To me, if Lane Kiffin has accepted this job and they want him, he'd already be here. They would have already announced it anyway. There's no reason for a holdup. When they pick somebody, he needs to get here very quickly. Yeah. What I'm being told, and this is at least one national writer tweeted this out too, that there's more people that they're going to talk to. Now, who that is, you can argue about that. It could be Fuente at Virginia Tech. It could be Butch Davis. And Mike Norvell might still be out there. Who knows? So I don't know. But I think there's more people they're going to talk to, so it's not going to happen as fast as some people think.
Yeah, Fuente, by the way, a Tulsa native, so maybe a name that's still in the mix. Right. We will see as we continue to track this, and we'll send it back to Chad and Jennifer right now.
Medical marijuana licenses for dispensaries that are not open by June may be revoked. Arkansas Alcoholic Beverage Control officials regulate the state's budding cannabis industry. Marijuana commissioners have expressed frustration at how long it's taking the 32 dispensaries to open since this year. Only 11 are operating right now. Attorney Alex Gray represents several dispensaries and says cannabis companies have been weighing patient count, product supply, and locations of other dispensaries.
In 2018, more than 500 Arkansans died by suicide, making it the leading cause of violent death that year. In a special report tonight, we break down the demographics of those who took their own life and share the stories of people impacted. We also sit down with Dr. Christopher Debonard, the Chief Medical Officer at Ozark Guidance, as he tells us why he believes some rates are higher than others.
Arkansas is limited on the number of psychiatrists per person or per 100,000 people in Arkansas, and a lot of them are concentrated in areas here like in Northwest Arkansas, in Jonesboro, in Little Rock. But that leaves a big portion of our state underserved.
Tune in tonight at 10 for part 1 of a 5-part series about suicide, the leading cause of violent death. Christmas trees are a holiday staple, but they can also increase the chance of a house fire.
Jesse Pierre spoke to the Rogers Fire Department on how to keep your home safe. Jesse.
That's right. According to the Christmas Tree Association, there are over 200 Christmas tree fires every year. An electrical malfunction is usually the root of the fire. Rogers Fire Chief Tom Jenkins encourages you to keep your Christmas tree away from any heat source, open flames, and a fireplace. Jenkins also recommends turning off holiday lights at night. And although many people are attracted to the real Christmas trees, Jenkins says they pose more dangers than an artificial one.
Artificial trees are manufactured in a way that makes them much more safe from the threat of fire. However, a lot of people love, authentic, natural trees. If they do that, those trees, again, they have to realize that those are dangerous. Those, as they dry out.
Jenkins says every household should have working smoke detectors and families should have an exit plan in place. Live in studio, Jesse Pierre, KNWA, Northwest Arkansas News.
If you skip shopping deals on Black Friday, today is for you. Millions of people have been shopping Cyber Monday deals. One of the main things you can do to protect yourself while shopping online is to simply change your password. Washington County Prosecuting Attorney Kevin Metcalf says a strong password has at least 15 characters, a mixture of lowercase and uppercase letters, symbols, and does not use any personal information. A lot of times there is the idea that scams mainly affect people who don't navigate the internet well, like the elderly, but Metcalf says that's not the case.
What we find is that every age group, every generation, if you like, is susceptible because of convenience. We want everything as easy as possible.
He suggests using a password manager to create and store all of your passwords. The impeachment inquiry will continue this week, why the president won't be attending any hearings.
Plus, which Northwest Arkansas city was named one of the coolest cities to visit, as your KNWA News at 6 continues. But first, let's take a look at your weather with a clean-shaven Dan Scott. Hey, it's looking pretty good out there.
Yeah, Jennifer, we got a nice stretch of weather this week. We can enjoy that. And, yeah, we were a little cool this morning, and we'll be cool tomorrow morning. But we've got a nice warming trend during the afternoons. We'll talk about that in the forecast after the break.
You're watching KNWA News at 6 with Jennifer Pignate, Chad Mira, Chief Meteorologist Dan Scott, and your Pig Trail Nation report with Drew Ammon. Closed captioning is sponsored by Air Control. Lewis Automotive Group is proud to sponsor KNWA Northwest Arkansas News. It's an uncomfortable subject that affects every community, especially during the holidays. Suicide, a special report avoiding the stigma and finding treatment and support this week on KNWA News at 10.
Donald Trump failed as a businessman. He borrowed billions and left a trail of bankruptcy and broken promises. He hasn't changed. I started a tiny investment business and over 27 years grew it successfully to $36 billion. I'm Tom Steyer, and I approve this message. I'm running for president because unlike other candidates, I can go head-to-head with Donald Trump on the economy and expose him for what he is, a fraud and a failure.
Oh my gosh, I see 2010 now. I mean, that's better than I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy. They call it HD. You know, I compare it to an old TV that I have at home and versus the new TV that I just got a few months ago, and it's so different. That's how I see right now. I mean, I'd never imagined I could see this good.
Smashes her own world record. Miles has done the weeping pretzel. Alec Morgan has done it. Nobody doesn't like Simone.
Coming next summer to KNWA.
Tuesday morning on KNWA Today, the top local headlines you need to start your day. Plus, it's Giving Tuesday, how you can make an impact right here in our community.
And we'll give you a warming trend in the forecast and a look at your morning traffic. We'll see you Tuesday morning.
You're watching KNWA News at 6.
New at 6 tonight, Bentonville named one of the 25 coolest towns in America.
Researchers from the Matador Network spent the year traveling across the country looking for towns that are under the radar but offer visitors unique experiences, plus an awesome sense of community. Branson, Missouri also made the list.
Now, your Weather Authority forecast with Chief Meteorologist Dan Scott.
That's cool. Appreciate that. Let me show you something that's cold. This is David Williams, and you know, yesterday was the first day of meteorological winter. It starts December and goes through late February. But this is winter right here that's in the mountains of Andrews, North Carolina, and David Williams is Alexander, our new weekend meteorologist dad. So he's getting in on the app and sending in photos. You could do the same thing. We had Tim Hudson that did this with the sunset in Pea Ridge tonight. Look at those colors. Absolutely beautiful with those high cirrus clouds. And another shot from Pamela. And this is the beautiful sunset across northwest Arkansas. Tonight, you can see it on our time lapse as you'll notice these high clouds that started moving in during the afternoon. We're in between weather systems. High clouds are moving from northwest to southeast. There's the colors. There's Venus that's in the sky that still remains. And a current look from Mount Sequoia in Fayetteville. It's 100% darkness. No, there it is. You got a little bit of twilight right there. The camera kicked back on, and you can see that precipitation showing up off to our west with the high clouds and not really anything around here. So that's good. No precipitation on the radar. Winds are lighter, too. They were gusty this morning. Now we got about 5 to 10 mile an hour winds, and you'll notice the maximum wind gusts since midnight. They're a little breezy, especially in Harrison, but once that high pressure started to move in and the storm system moved out, the temperatures, let's just say, felt a lot better without that breezy northwest wind. So there's the current conditions. Look at Drake Field at 34. It's like I'm going to show all the other temperature sensors up. I'm in low protected in the valley, and I'm going to drop off to 34, where it's 43 in Fort Smith. And what's unusual is last week on Friday, it was warmer in northwest Arkansas than it was in the River Valley. That's all because of that easterly drainage wind in the River Valley, which we have southerly wind in northwest Arkansas. So our satellite radar showing these high clouds that are streaming in from northwest to southeast. We are quiet. Big storm system in the northeast. Got a low pressure system off to our west. There's actually a multitude of low pressure systems. There's one west of San Francisco. Our next weather maker is coming in on Thursday night into Friday. That's going to be bringing us some rain. But over the next couple of days, we got a warming trend. We hit the mid-50s during the afternoon tomorrow with a little bit of a passing high clouds. Wednesday will be in the mid to upper 50s, and then here's the future track showing those northwesterly winds. A little bit of a southerly wind tomorrow morning. Then it switches to the northwest as temperatures start off right around 30 degrees. Afternoon, lots of sunshine, a little bit of passing high clouds. On Wednesday, we'll start off in the lower 30s and climb back up into the upper 50s. So we're getting warmer. Rain chances come in Thursday night into Friday morning as that next passing system. Not only the European, but the GFS also shows that. That's the American model. 7-day forecast, pretty quiet over the next several days. We got Tuesday in the mid-50s. Wednesday will be in the upper 50s. Thursday we hit 60 degrees. And then we remain in the 50s for the weekend with the rain chances not really looking all that great. Next week, though, we'll have a little bit more to track as another big system's on the way. We'll keep you updated on these Cumulus radio stations. The graphic worked this time.
Hey, look at that. What a difference the hour makes.
Exactly.
Hey, what difference a few hours makes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at both of you.
Yeah.
A full-grown beard yesterday, today, totally clean-shaven. Of course, doing this for No Shave November to raise awareness of cancer in men.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So Dan, myself, Drew, and Andrew Epperson, we all took the trip up to the cave in Rogers today. And they gave us a great shave, got the hot towel on the face. That felt great.
That was nice, yes.
It was a great experience. Had a lot of fun out there. We have some before and after video and photos, too. I think we're probably putting them on our website, so check that out, as well as learn more about the No Shave November initiative. Go to nwahomepage.com and click on No Shave November under the Community tab.
And Drew Ammon, of course, one of the participants of No Shave November. He joins us now on the Big Trail Nation set. Of course, Drew, with more speculation on who the next coach will be for the Arkansas Razorback football team.
That's why we got Mike Irwin here, because he's been doing this 40-plus years, and he knows a little something about the Razorbacks. We're going to talk more about this search. Who will be the coach that can rejuvenate this program? So much talk about Lane Kiffin. I'll tell you what we're hearing on the FAU coach who's leading the Owls. It's after this.
Make your home merry and bright this Christmas. Enter our Home for the Holidays contest. House payments or rent paid for a year. Find the link under our contest tab on NWA homepage. Home for the Holidays sponsored locally by NWA Security Shutters, 7-Up, and United Built Homes.
England Dental. Quality dentistry with compassion and care. Call us today.
2 of the most Arby's sandwiches ever made for $6. They're big, but downing 2 is possible. You just gotta believe in yourself. I believe in you. Arby's, we have the meat.
It's an uncomfortable subject that affects every community, especially during the holidays. Suicide, a special report avoiding the stigma and finding treatment and support this week on KNWA News at 10.
We like our heroes to be larger than life. But in the real world, heroes don't hide behind capes or masks, and they change lives not with daring actions, but with small gestures. On our 10th anniversary, we celebrate everyone who has played the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. You've created nearly $1 billion in scholarships to educate the next generation of Arkansans. So while you didn't set out to be heroic, you certainly achieved it. Because when you play, we all win.
So now she's just too busy to give me rides to the pharmacy. Call your drugstore. They deliver. Call who? Call your drugstore. Okay, but who should I call? Call your drugstore? You know, you're not being very helpful.
Lewis Automotive Group in Northwest Arkansas for over 70 years. Visit our website to view current inventory and specials.
Katie Ledecky smashes her own world record. Miles has done it. We've been Alec Morgan has done it. Nobody doesn't like Simone.
Coming next summer to KNWA. Now, from Fayetteville, high on the hill, this is your Big Trail Nation Report, sponsored by Crane Automotive Team.
So who is the top target? How many names truly are finalists to become the next head coach of Arkansas? All questions the Hogs try to sort out as we speak. We know this. Multiple reports say Lane Kiffin was interviewed by Arkansas as the Hogs search team made a stop in Boca Raton Sunday. Kiffin, Florida Atlantic head coach since 2017, just led the Owls to a 34-17 win over Southern Miss and a spot in the Conference USA title game. Now, other names widely reported as possibilities: Matt Campbell out of Iowa State, Mike Leach, Washington State, and Justin Fuente, who, by the way, is a Tulsa native, is leading Virginia Tech. And, Mike, take me inside. What's going on, in your opinion, inside the head of Hunter Yurachek?
You know, if you want to get a feel for what Yurachek is looking for and how the interview process is going, I don't think you need to look any farther than Eric Musselman's experience. I got to believe that what happened back then will not be that much different than what's unfolding right now. And here's what Musselman had to say about his job interview with Yurachek and Yurachek's top aide.
They ask a lot of really good questions, you know, philosophically, a lot of stuff about, you know, student athletes, and, you know, obviously, you know, about recruiting was a big part of it as well, and understanding Arkansas's culture and understanding what Hunter's vision is for the entire athletic program. You know, understanding the passion of the Arkansas fan base. And I mean, my process with him was incredible. That's why the more we talked, the more we got excited as a family. I thought he was really, really upfront about everything.
And here's what Hunter Yurachek told me about that hire. He said, yes, Musselman's track record as a coach was important, but right behind that was the fact that he got the impression from the very first conversation they had that Eric Musselman didn't just want a job to move up. He wanted this job. He wanted to come in here to stay. And I got to believe he's looking for the same thing in a football coach.
Yeah, quite the match, because Yurachek has been great in terms of coming in and just listening to all people that have so many ties to Arkansas. And I think Musselman has done that in a similar fashion. So much success so far for Eric Musselman. Hogville.net Hot Topics, our Ask Mike segment. You can talk more about this topic, the coaching search for Arkansas football with Mike Irwin. Otis Kirk, our recruiting insider on the Hogs coaching search as well. Also, you can watch the entire Musselman press conference from earlier today as he gets set for an Ohio Valley Conference opponent. The Hogs' leading scorer battles back from a shoulder injury. Mason Jones missed the Hogs' 66-60 win over Northern Kentucky. Musselman on Jones' status.
Right now, it's not bothering him shooting. It's bothering him defensively a little bit when he puts his arms certain ways. So the good thing is, if he plays, we need his shooting. more than we need his defense. So I think it'll be a game-time decision, but he's going to go through non-contact stuff today.
Remember, Jones had that game winner against Georgia Tech on the road for the Razorbacks. Hogs and Govs at 7 tomorrow. You see Austin P 3-3. As I mentioned, the Razorbacks are 7-0. We will continue to track the search for a new head coach for Arkansas football. More news after this.
Thank you to our players for 10 great years. This is Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. This is winning.
2 pure beef patties, 3 slices of melty cheese. Biggie cheese? Oh, yeah. Hey, man, do you need help getting out of that thing? Oh, yeah. Hey, here,
I'm not even sure how I got in, man.
Motor in for a Biggie cheese before they're gone and order ahead to try happy hour anytime.
We're looking at what could be the worst ice storm since 2009.
Honey, I'm worried about that dead tree behind the kids' room.
I'll get to it later.
Hey, here, I got this. I'm scared. You should have called Browns.
From tree trimming to removal, Brown's Tree Care is fully insured and has the equipment and skill needed to protect you and your assets. Protecting Northwest Arkansas since 1964. Before the storm comes to town, trim it down with Brown. Call us today for a free estimate.
Start your Black Friday shopping with some of the biggest savings of all at the Hyundai Black Friday sales event. Save on every vehicle like the Palisade, the Kona, Santa Fe, Tucson, Sonata, and Elantra, each backed by America's best warranty. Start your savings by starting a new Hyundai today at the Hyundai Black Friday sales event going on now. Get 0% APR for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash and no payments for 90 days on a 2020 Elantra. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
At Cracker Barrel, we're cooking up warm feelings of home this season with country fried turkey, hand-breaded, fried till crispy, and topped with holiday herbed gravy. Our take on a festive favorite is back, and it's only at Cracker Barrel. So come on home for the holidays. Come on home to Cracker Barrel.
5 steps for perfect winter skin.
5 steps? My skin gets so dry and itchy, I need serious relief. That's why I use O'Keefe's Skin Repair. It's 48-hour moisture in one use and guaranteed relief for dry, itchy skin. Thanks to O'Keefe's, I got my skin back.
This Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap is only 99 cents.
And that's a wrap.
Right, but you know the commercial's not over, right?
And that's a car.
Yep, very good.
And that's a camera.
3 for 3, good job, buddy.
That's a Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap while they last. Order ahead for happy hour anytime.
Next ET, Harry and Meghan celebrate Archie's first Thanksgiving, what we just learned. Plus, we're with Jenna Dewan inside her extra special holiday plans.
It's really unique.
Next ET.
Right here on KNWA. You're watching KNWA News at 6.
The House impeachment inquiry resumes this week. Tomorrow, the House Intelligence Committee is scheduled to vote on a report on the committee's findings after weeks of secret and public testimony.
And Wednesday, the House Judiciary Committee begins its own hearings on whether to draft articles of impeachment. KNWA's Anna Wernicke is in Washington with more on what we can expect.
As Congress returns from Thanksgiving recess, lawmakers are picking up the impeachment process right where they left off. On Tuesday, the House Intelligence Committee is scheduled to deliver a report to the House Judiciary Committee detailing President Trump's interactions with Ukraine.
No one is above the law.
The committee's chairman, Jerry Nadler, says his committee's first hearing is set for Wednesday, and the first witness he invited was President Trump, an invitation the president and his attorneys declined.
Because the whole thing is a hoax.
The president is being accused of pressuring the Ukrainian president for political favors. President Trump says he did nothing wrong and blasted Democrats for holding Wednesday's hearing the same day as the NATO summit in London.
One of the most important journeys that we make as president. And for them to be doing this and saying this and putting an impeachment on the table.
The House Judiciary Committee will decide if the president's actions are grounds for impeachment. If they think that they are, Chairman Nadler will then be tasked with drafting the official articles of impeachment that will be presented to the full House.
I'm standing by this president.
That's where Texas Republican Congressman Jody Arrington says he is prepared to defend the president.
It's not going anywhere. The Senate will stop it. Even if they don't dismiss it, it will end in the Senate, and we will end up, because of this infatuation with impeaching the president, with absolutely nothing.
A House vote could come as early as Christmas. In Washington, Anna Wernicke, KNWA Northwest Arkansas News.
Weather-wise, a nice start to the work week today. Pretty quiet out there. Some cool temperatures, though.
Yeah, there's a live look outside there. Chief Meteorologist Dan Scott is back after the break with a final check of his forecast.
Bud Anderson Home Services, your one-stop shop for home comfort.
At Mr. Sparky, don't wait for us to arrive. Track your electrician. Now that's what we call no malarkey.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. To sell your home on time for the most money, you need a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Northwest Arkansas, I would hire Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh team. Their brilliant marketing creates so much demand that if your home doesn't sell on terms you agree to, Tara will buy it. Partner with the team I trust. Go online or call and get your home sold.
Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield is more than trusted health insurance. We're a local team serving Arkansans just like you. People who want affordable insurance and might qualify for financial assistance. People looking for health plans with lots of benefits or flexible options that cost less. We find solutions that fit your life so you're covered and confident. Live fearless. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Call, click, or come by today.
We get it. You had more important things to do. That's why the Black Friday sale at Denver Mattress has been extended. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Get $100 off every $1,000 you spend, no limit. Or get a $300 Furniture Row gift certificate when you purchase any new 2019 Tempur-Pedic. Save up to $200 on Rejuvenate adjustable bases, plus 7 years no interest financing. The extended Black Friday sale at Denver Mattress. Hurry, sale ends soon.
At Mr. Sparky, don't wait for us to arrive. Track your electrician. Now that's what we call no malarkey.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Welcome back. I swear after walking out of the barbershop, it got colder.
It got colder. It did.
I believe you. Both of you had a thick layer of beard on your faces. Now it's all gone.
It's going to make a difference. I mean, I was running at night, you know, in the cold, and man, I'm
like wearing a ski mask.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's a little bit different. The good news is the winds are going to be lighter. So there was a little bit of a breeze as we stepped out of the cave, but over the next couple of days, temperatures will be in the mid to upper 50s, getting warmer, lighter winds. So, I mean, really those winds are pretty light throughout. The weekend don't look too bad in the mid to upper 50s, and they're really not too bad. I mean, we should be at 50, so that's above average the entire week.
Very good.
Yeah.
Not too bad for December. All right, Dan, thank you. Yeah, thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here with more news and weather tonight at 10. Good night.